Hi guys, welcome back to Infinite Possibilities, the podcast where we explore the lives of amazing people, their choices, challenges and opportunities. And today I have a very special guest, Lewis Yang. Hello.
Hi guys, thanks for having me.
Yeah, and so this is going to be our most viewed episode, is that
Yeah,
right, Lewis?
that's what I said, because number one right now is Anto, and we need to
Yeah.
overthrow her.
Wow.
Don't know why
is this
she's
like
even
this
number
mutual
one.
friend rivalry?
No, just why is she number one? Like, you had some great people there, probably having better conversations.
So
but
is there someone else you think that deserves the number one spot,
Yeah.
other than yourself?
I think your second one was it the CAO? Was the CEO of KPMG? Was
Oh
it?
yeah,
Was it?
yeah.
I did have a look. I mean, he would have good value. Don't know why. Anto pole dancing, right? If she's watching this.
Yeah, oops.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyways, Lewis, what's your sort of 1 minute intro? What do you do?
1 minute intro of me. 20-year-old. Grew up my whole life in Brisbane. Yeah, just enjoy life. Kind of want to travel a lot. Enjoy sports. Yeah, just, I think this modern generation, we enjoy freedom and all of that. So just enjoy, experiencing life and kind of want to create a lot of memories. So
Yeah,
that's my
awesome.
intro. Well, no, about you, because you messaged me.
Yeah.
We haven't caught up since primary school.
school.
Like, you just messaged me a couple weeks ago. Randomly, you're like, I want to do a podcast. How have you found the journey? Is it like you have a lot of like podcasts you've done? Was there like one that stood out?
Wow, this is going to be
This
all
is
about me.
different.
So I'm going to tell you after the podcast.
Okay, fine. I'm just curious how we want to like shape this one in terms of.
Yeah, it'll be a very similar structure.
Yeah.
Well, I know you
Okay.
want it to be so unique, but we're going to start with
Different,
something
okay.
a little bit different.
Alright.
One is, I don't know any of your story actually, because you don't have enough images, pics and stuff on Facebook,
Yeah.
so not very handy. And two,
I don't actually. I think I don't have anything on Facebook. I just like cleared it all.
Yeah, I
You had
remember
a
some
look?
old stuff before. I was like, wow, he really deleted everything.
I don't have
Yeah, but we're also going to talk about how we know each other, which is very interesting. So we knew each other from primary school, and I probably have a better memory than you.
Yeah.
But what do you remember about me, if you remember anything?
I actually don't know much because I don't
Great.
think we've talked since primary school.
haven't.
Like, since after primary school. I don't even know high school wise we didn't connect.
Yeah, we did.
Because your message was the first message on Facebook.
Oh, true.
I
we
didn't
never
have
talked
had anything.
before.
Yeah, so I was like, so random. I was like, I haven't seen Karen in such a long time. So
Oh, that's
Yeah.
interesting. Maybe I guess I sometimes like scroll through your content, or you used to make posts sometimes.
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh, this Lewis Yang, I remember
what's
him.
he up to? Yeah.
Yeah, but
no, I
I guess
haven't.
I don't really post, so it's a kind of like a...
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I don't remember too much. I just remember. Did we have some
grade
classes
7.
that would?
Yeah, grade 7 together.
So we went
Grade
to
6, grade 7.
Canberra. Trip grade 7.
Oh, I have no recollection,
recollection
of
of
either. I remember sitting beside you in class and nothing else.
Grade 7. Who do we have? We had
Mrs.
Are we allowed to say their
Hurley?
name? We can
Yeah,
say
probably.
anything, Yeah.
Mrs. Hurley, was it?
I don't
No.
remember. No.
Okay, maybe
Yeah,
let's
grade 7.
scratch this.
Okay.
We don't remember
What do you
anything about
remember?
each other.
That's it, just
I
sit next to you in
remember
class.
we went to church together.
Yeah.
Um,
In grade 7 during that time.
Yeah, probably. I remember your little brother,
Oh yeah.
and we had this church camp, and we were like climbing through mud. And I remember trying to drag him through mud because it was a team effort. I'm like, come on. But I don't know if you were there at the camp.
I think I kind of have a recollection. Yeah, I remember doing mud.
Yeah.
I actually just saw, because I haven't seen my brother in a while. I just saw him yesterday because he
Really?
finished his because he's doing medicine on the Gold Coast.
Oh,
So he finished his
wow.
like first part of it,
Yeah.
and then he does placements next year. So
Yeah.
I just saw
Aw,
him recently,
Lovely.
yeah.
Tell him I said hi.
All right, I will. I'll maybe send this to him.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So we're going to really dig into
Right.
Lewis's primary school memories. So, what kind of kid were you like growing up, Lewis?
Kind of kid. I think, well, there's a nickname for me when I was a little kid, which is called, in Canto, it's like Tulby, which means like smelly boy. So I think that was a definition of me as a kid, just being very smelly. But I don't have any recollection of that. I don't know, I think as a kid, grew up Asian household, you're always trying to like be good, be disciplined, but I feel like I don't have too much of a recollection of like what I did as a kid. I feel like it's just all a blur. Everything just happened so fast, but just mess around, enjoy school, enjoy life, you know, just do a bit of
Yeah.
everything, yeah.
That's awesome. And you're also the oldest child, right?
Yeah,
You only
so
have like one younger brother.
yeah.
But how's that? Do you get in trouble for everything that he does wrong?
Yes, I'd say so. Especially early on, like in terms of, you know, if he ever did anything and he would start crying.
Yeah.
I even see those memes, like where they
Yeah.
just like, oh, just like blame it on the brother, and when they start crying, and then the parents will come like, what'd you do and stuff. So
Yeah.
I think that was a bit of that, but it happens. I guess when you grow older and older, especially now, it's fine. Like we just like talk normally, friends, good
Yeah.
friends. So yeah.
So when you were younger, were you the responsible older brother? I feel like you were a bit cheeky, you know?
Probably a little bit. I'd say my younger brother has been more responsible, mature. Like
Wow.
he's probably more switched on. Probably the smarter one as well.
Wow. Sucks to be you, huh?
Alright, a bit
Wow,
unfortunate.
middle school.
But yeah,
middle school brother.
I think he matured much early on, and I was just always like teasing him, bullying him. But
Yeah, and what's the age gap?
2 years.
Oh, okay, so
just
it's quite
2 years,
small.
yeah. So I'm 23 this year. He's 21.
Wow, that's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. And so when you were younger and you were like sort of thinking about the future, what was kind of floating through your mind? Did you have anything that you gravitated towards?
If we're talking about really early on,
Yeah.
when I was like a little kid, I always wanted to be a garbage truck driver. That's like the initial one.
Yeah.
Because I always ran out when they came on like Fridays.
Oh,
and
that's
then
so
I'd
cute.
love the sound of like
Yeah.
them just stomping. This
Really?
is too much
I hate
information.
that sound.
I love it. And I'll just stare at them. And that's what I've been told. And then, always said I wanted to be one day. I think eventually, after in primary school, I wanted to be a police officer. I think that's quite common, like in terms of like younger boys. I don't know.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
You
catching
hear a
bad
lot of-
guys.
yeah,
And especially
catching
when you
bad
watch a
guys.
lot of movies, right?
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
like,
You want to be that hero. You want to be,
Yeah.
I think that was that phase. And then going to going to high school, I had no clue. So I wasn't sure, even going into uni, but I'm not sure if you want to talk about that later.
Yeah, we can. And so like maybe in primary school, did you have any favorite subjects that might give us a little hint?
I think I enjoyed sports a lot. I'd say maths. Maths was probably something that...
Very Asian?
Yeah, very Asian.
Great. Did you play an instrument in primary school?
No, I don't think. But I had to do choir. I was forced to do choir. I had to, sing.
Nice.
But I don't think I played any instrument. We had to do recorder. That was natural, right?
Oh,
Everyone
yeah,
had
we
to do
did.
recorder, right?
Oh
So
my gosh.
I didn't play any instrument. You played?
Yeah, I played trumpet.
Trumpet.
And I
okay.
played piano.
Oh, yeah.
So
Kind of remember that, yeah.
you do remember that?
I do kind of remember you playing instruments, so briefly, yeah.
Briefly. Wow, so we do know
No
each other.
violin?
No,
Okay.
no, I missed that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like in grade 3, you like play the violin, and then grade 4, they start recruiting for like band instruments.
Okay.
So,
Did you continue that in high school?
yeah, I continued it all the way until the end of high school, and
Yeah.
then I stopped in university.
Okay.
But I wouldn't say I'm good at any of those instruments.
You just did it? Do you enjoy it?
I enjoy it,
Yeah.
but like no sense of rhythm.
Okay.
And yeah, that messes
Yeah,
a lot when
makes
you
sense.
have like an instrument like trumpet, which is not very. It's very loud.
I think I never wanted to do any instrument growing up.
Really?
Yeah, but I think looking back, it would be nice to have.
So what
like,
instrument?
I'd say guitar would be pretty cool.
Oh,
yeah, I
definitely.
think guitar, drums would be not bad.
Yeah. You can
yeah.
make your dream come true. Like guitar, they don't actually have that in any band or orchestra. So
Yeah.
you
I
wouldn't
mean,
have
that
gotten
is
your
true.
wish anyway.
Yeah,
so.
that's true. But yeah, I think it would be good to have done something. I think.
Yeah.
Experience what it was like. But...
Did your brother play an instrument?
No, he sang as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
He was
Fun.
actually really big into singing. He wanted to become a singer when he was like young. Yeah,
Really?
there's videos of him. I think
Aw,
like just
that's so
singing
cute.
videos. So he was pretty good because my dad was like an opera singer. So
Yeah.
he studied music, and I think he had that.
Whoa.
My brother probably had that genes of singing, but I'm not sure about now. I haven't heard.
Did
him
you
sing.
have that gene?
Nah, definitely. I can't sing.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah.
And then let's talk about high school. So, last time I saw you was primary school, so asking you like 20 years later, but how was that transition for you into high school?
To high school. Actually, okay, I'll share everything. I wanted to go to, I think, Brisbane State High.
Nice, I went
Yeah,
there.
but I didn't get in.
Yeah.
I couldn't pass the exam, and I wasn't smart enough at that time. And then my brother did, I think,
yeah.
and he really wanted to go, but because my mum was like, "Oh, like Lewis is not going," that means you're not going. So he was pretty angry at me because I think my mum just wanted us to be in the same place. You know,
Wow, so it's easy
make it
for
easier.
drop-offs.
Probably, yeah.
Lazy parenting. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, so that was a place that I wanted to go, but yeah, end up at Mansfield. But I enjoyed it. Like, all my close friends are from Mansfield. I think transition-wise was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, enjoyed my time there. I wanted to go QA. There was a
Yeah.
period, but no, I didn't end up going. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, fun fact. So I wasn't sure if I would get into State High, but I did.
Yeah.
So that's why I had to do trumpet until level 4. So if I didn't pass the exam, I could get admission through music.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So if your
Okay.
mum thought about that a bit earlier,
Yeah.
your little safety net.
So, yeah, I guess so. But I think everything happened how it should be
Organically.
anyways. Yeah.
Yeah.
So probably a good thing. Maybe.
Yeah, because I think a lot of people from my primary school, it was either Mansfield or Brisbane State
Yeah.
High School. So
Are those
either
still
or.
like do you know much or not?
I don't know. I'm so outdated with my
Yeah.
info. So
Maybe, I don't know.
yeah, we're pretty old.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. And so what kind of subjects did you choose in high school? Were you still playing sports at that time?
Yeah, so, well, we couldn't really select. I know the curriculum changed, right? They do
Yeah.
like ATO or something now, but when I went to high
OP
school,
system.
yeah, so we didn't get to select anything until, was it year 11? Year 10, 11, 12. I know like 10 we
Yeah.
had to do like some subjects we could select. I think earlier on in like year 9 and 8, we used to do whatever. I did like Japanese as well and
Oh, very
all these like
good.
other, but yeah, only until 11, 12, I just did Suicide 6, that's what it was called. So.
Oh, no.
Because I had no clue what I wanted to do. I just want to get, good grades and then...
Yeah, and what is Suicide 6 for our younger
So
audience?
that is your 3 science, physics, chemistry, biology,
Yeah.
and then Maths B, Maths C, which I think is probably like advanced maths or something now. I
Yeah.
don't know what it is called. And then English.
Yeah.
Yeah, so those were the 6 subjects. Even though in hindsight, I probably would have selected something more, fun, maybe.
Really?
Yeah, maybe like do a bit of sport because I didn't really do anything in terms of my last 2 years in high school, just purely studying and had work. I was working at the cinemas at the time.
Oh,
so
very
that
nice.
was like, yeah,
Lots of
like-
movies?
yeah, lots of
Very much.
movies. We got like $2 tickets.
Oh, so
Yeah,
good.
so it was pretty good.
Should have been friends with you in that year.
But it was hard to balance, I think, in terms of working a bit and studying. I know that during that time, when it was like exam period, I'd always just cancel my shifts.
Yeah.
Because I just couldn't.
Wow,
I
one of
wanted,
those
and
kids.
probably the managers hate me. They were like,
Yeah.
I think they're just like, oh, Lewis is just always cancelling his shifts. But yeah, had to find that balance, and then so probably going back in hindsight, probably would have done something I know more like fun,
Fun.
not too much pressure maybe.
So
But good experience.
Yeah, so the reason why you chose the Suicide 6 is because they're like highly rated,
Yeah.
highly weighted, so that means it'll lead to a better OP / better
Yeah.
entry exam into university. So
But even
did it
then,
pay
I
off?
didn't even know what I wanted to do in uni.
Yeah, but get the
Um,
highest and then choose,
yeah.
right? That's like
I guess so, yeah. Well, I ended up studying mathematics at UQ, now. And then,
Oh wow! I thought you studied finance. Okay.
no, I was actually considering to do actuary.
Yeah,
if you've
that's
heard about
hard.
it. Yeah,
Yeah,
actually
I
in Sydney, because they don't offer those courses in UQ or like Brisbane.
Yeah.
So, but then, yeah, got a scholarship to do it there in Sydney.
Wow.
But then,
Your mum was like,
Brisbane?
it's too far away. No, kidding.
No, yeah. Well, I think I just didn't want to leave. And then in
Aw.
Brisbane, Maths gave me a scholarship to do at UQ. And then so I ended up doing that. And then after that first year, because I still wasn't sure, Maths is such a generic degree. I only did it because I was like, oh, maybe it would be like, I could like do different, like get into different work because like it's so generic. There's not like, just one field where I would be stuck in.
Yeah.
And I was considering law as well. I think after that first year, I was like, oh, should I change to law?
Because it's a longer degree.
I don't know why, but then I was like, and then I didn't end up, doing that. So I stuck
Yeah.
with Maths, which was like a 3-year.
Oh, that's actually quite short.
Yeah, quite short, very short.
You're out of there and you're like, oh, what do I do with my life? My
Yeah.
degree was 4 years, so I had like a little
What'd
bit
you
more
study?
time. I studied Bachelor of Advanced Business
Okay.
at UQ. We were like our
Is that
first
BAFE?
cohort. No, it's
No,
not
no.
BAFE, it's BAB.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Advanced
So tell me
finance,
more about, so you studied maths, but
Yeah.
that was your number 1 choice. What was your number 2 and 3 choice?
Putting me on the spot. I think it would be somewhere, I think law would probably be my,
Oh.
or something. I don't know
Actually
actually.
quite different.
I actually don't know. Maybe it was still along the lines of, I don't know. I know we had to do our preferences. actually have no recollection. I knew I was getting into maths, so I probably didn't know what I was putting. Probably like science. I think it was like Bachelor of Science because it was like something along the lines where you could like transition into. But yeah, never wanted to do medicine.
Yeah, I was gonna ask that.
Had no interest. I think biology was a subject that I just didn't like memorizing things.
Yeah.
I liked more, like figuring it out
Yeah.
as you go. So, hence maths. So.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's
And
what I
how
did,
was your maths degree? Did it live up to its expectations?
Yeah, it was fun. I think my last year was during COVID, so it was all the exams were assignments, and that was a big help because it was getting really hard,
Yeah.
and then everything was just assignments, and you could like talk to friends about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really helpful in terms of that. But otherwise, like earlier on, it was good. A lot of friends did like some courses which like psychology, which kind of overlapped. Like there were like some courses which like science overlapped, and yeah, it was fun. Learn a lot of coding as well, which I wasn't very good at. But no, it was an enjoyable experience. It went by really fast. So.
Yeah, 3 years.
Yeah, I think during uni as well, I wanted to do a lot more things because in
Yeah.
high school, I was so focused on studying. I didn't do too much in uni, which was like try to do dancing.
Yeah.
And then try to
Which
like,
dance club did you try?
UQ Street Group.
Oh yeah,
Remember?
I was considering doing that, but I
Yeah.
never did that as well.
I did that with Elise 13.
Oh, you did end up doing it.
Yeah,
That's so
did
good.
it for a year.
Nice.
And then, wanted to play a lot of like social sports. Wanted to do like, BSA, the community.
Yeah.
Did that as well. So, tried to do as much things as I could because I didn't do anything in high school.
Yeah, so I guess you had a much better experience in university.
Yeah, it was quite fun. Yeah, I think.
Best 3 years of your life or nah?
I actually miss high school more, to be honest,
Really?
because I think,
Nah.
because I think my closest friends are from high school.
Yeah.
I miss that we could just like, at lunchtime play handball.
Good
we played
game.
Mafia. That
Yeah,
game a lot.
so good.
So, I do miss that. But uni had its different, things you enjoyed there as well, which was fun.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, and then tell me more about graduating. Dun dun dun. What
Graduating.
happened? Did you go through like a crisis? What should I do? What should I
I did.
apply for?
So 3 years of maths, and then there was an option to do like your honours in your 4th year. But then I got this like job offer,
Oh, sick.
which was just, should I delve into my career now? Like just all
Yeah,
about it? Okay.
yeah.
So then, I was tossing and turning whether I should study more or like do a job, which is just a normal average paying job. And I was like, I didn't want to study anymore. So just went into that, and it was an offer in like Sydney, and I thought I had to go to Sydney. And so this was
Dude, the universe is calling you to go to Sydney, and you
and I was like,
rejecting it.
no, it's expensive living as well.
Yeah.
And then I was like, that first year, I think that was I graduated in like 2020, end of 2020. So I started working 21, and it was still COVID as well. So our like whole onboarding process was still online, everything online. So I didn't even end up going to Sydney. Didn't have to. Stayed in Brisbane the whole time, which is nice. And then I found, which is like, it was like data kind of related. And then eventually I was like, I had all this time, and because I was just working from home, I was like, oh, maybe I should like do something more. And I think 2021, around the mid year mark, I discovered like trading. So that was also a year when crypto was really, really big. So there was a lot of like firms opening up like how to trade, not just crypto, but like stocks, futures and all that stuff. So did that, worked for like this company there at around like mid-year in 2021. And then did that for a couple of months, learned a lot. Coming from a person that knew nothing about stocks. And then I transitioned. That was actually, the whole story was they hired like 10 people, and a lot of them just left because probably it was like too hard or like it was not worth their time, etc. And then it was only like a couple left. I'm not sure exactly the amount, but then there was this guy, he joined this other company like around November. And then I joined him as well. He just got me there as well because it's like, he's good, it's decent. And then eventually did that for I think another couple months into 2022, and then eventually I just do it all myself now. So
Whoa,
Yeah,
self-employed.
so that was the transition. 2022. I don't know exactly the months, but yeah, worked for 2 companies and then eventually just do it all myself. But I think that was good because with trading, when I first joined, because you probably wouldn't make that much money because you're just learning.
Yeah.
But I had a job,
Yeah.
which a lot of people don't, because like I could work from home. I had that job that actually had some income coming in,
Yeah.
so it allowed me to take more risks, and then learn that trading. So that's my whole journey there.
Wow. So
Yeah.
2 years with a job and then self-employed. Was that the timeline?
Around,
Yeah.
yeah, I'll say roughly, roughly. Well, trading was probably more 1 year,
Yeah.
but 2 different companies. Yeah.
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 And I'm kind of curious. So when you got your first job, how hard was it, or how easy was it for you to go and take the second job offer?
I think it was easy because I had that time to work from home. With trading, it's like you kind of set your own hours as well. So it wasn't like any pressure. Like you have different market opens during the day. Like you have your Asia. I saw the clocks outside, right? You're Tokyo and then you're London and you're US. So in Australia, it's not too bad because the open for like Tokyo and Hong Kong is like when we wake up, and then London is like 4-5 p.m. and then US is like 10-11. So you could hit all 3. So you had that time, that flexibility, and because I wasn't going into the city every day, I wasn't like doing all these extra traveling. I had that time to just be at home and look at the charts or like study it whilst I was doing my other job. Yeah.
Wow.
Or had that time to transition. Like, let's say you finish at 4.
Yeah.
You didn't need to travel all the way back home. I was already at home where I
Yeah.
could just straight away look at it. Yeah.
Yeah. And what inspired you to work so hard? Back to the high school days, right?
No. Well, okay. I'll share this.
Go
Well,
for it.
I was in a relationship. I think in uni, and then during 21, she moved to Melbourne.
Yeah.
I won't say this person's name, but yeah,
Don't
she moved to Melbourne, and then I was like, this is good content, right? And then she wanted me to go there as well.
Yeah.
But because I was like, I didn't have that much money to go, didn't really want to go. I just didn't feel financially smart.
Yeah.
That probably like distanced us because communication, long distance.
Yeah.
And when we cut it off was when exactly that time when I discovered trading. Like coincidentally, I still remember I was in Melbourne because I went to visit her. I was like, oh, maybe I should just go visit, right?
Yeah.
And I was like looking at charts. That was the time when I joined my first company, which we had to do like this 2-week like course and test to do it, to get in. And I was in Melbourne trying to do it during that time. And she was like, what am I doing? What is all this that you're looking at? Yeah, and then eventually we stopped when I came back roughly like maybe April, May. And then that's when, training came along. And then I had all that time.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I'm just going to...
And you had that hole in your heart.
Yeah, probably
that void to fill it in.
That drive
and you're like, it's because of money. And then you just kept on.
Yeah, I had all that time just to like, devote into it. And it was a lot of hours. So I think during that whole 21, I worked literally like 24/7. Yeah, that whole... People probably don't see that phase of it. It was like a lot of like crying as well because like there was a lot of money being lost. Not even my money, but like because I always wanted to win everything. So if you know trading, like every trade I took, I just wanted to win. So I might be holding something that's losing, but like, hoping that it comes back up.
And you keep dumping more money in.
Things like that.
Make back your losses.
Yeah, and things like that, and just didn't understand risk management. And that was a lot of stress. But I think you had to go through that phase to actually, get better, to learn it. So that was that whole time.
So that was like around 1 year of just intense 24
Yeah, intense. Well, mostly I'd say 6 months.
6 months.
And a bit more maybe into 22.
Wow, 6 months makes diamonds, guys.
but what's funny was because end of 21 was when I had this like, I'm not sure what it was, but like this kind of like disease in my throat where there was a little like pus. It's a bit disgusting, but I had to go to hospital so many times.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I went in and they had to like take it out.
Yeah,
I don't know what it's called. I keep forgetting the name of it.
Where you have to and then you have to spit it out. It's like that phlegm or something.
Yeah, something. Yeah. But it was like in my when you look at your throat, there's like these 2 lumps or something. Yeah. I don't know what they're called.
I don't know what they're called.
But they were like with a lot of pus, and then you had to take it all out. And I thought I was fine. I was like, oh, I'm good. But then like a week later, it would come back again. And I couldn't eat, and it was so frustrating.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah, and it was pretty bad. And I had to go back to the hospital again. I went in like during like a month of time, like 3-4 times to the hospital. And I've never even been to the hospital. And I had to stay overnight sometimes.
Oh, that's really scary.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, maybe. And then that was probably the reason I shifted, because I was like probably working too much and putting too much stress on myself. I think that was kind of like a side factor. And then in 22, I was like, okay, I'm just going to focus a lot on health. And I didn't eat out that whole 22.
Wow.
Yeah, so I didn't eat out, focused on just, you know, maintaining my health and kind of balancing out my life more rather than just focusing purely on money. And then allowed me to, you know, have a better balance. Yeah. And then, rather than work 24/7, I would like have strict hours, because there were times where I would go out with friends and I'd have a trade that's like bad, and it'll be on my mind, and I'll be thinking about it the whole time, and it kind of affect other areas of life. But now I've kind of learned to, when it's work, I work, but then when it's not, then I'll just stop and not look at anything. I would constantly always check my phone of like charts and stuff, but not anymore.
And how did you decide to go off on by yourself? That makes your, like, if you're working for an employer, right? It's easy, 9 to 5, switch off, switch on.
Yeah, well, with trading, it wasn't essentially 9 to 5. It was more just the reason why, because they had the capital. Like some companies might have like 100,000, 200,000 to play with, and the more money you have, the easier it is to make money. Like if you have 100,000, it's easy to make $10 from it or $100 from it, because you're not risking as much. Whereas if you only have $100 and you want to make $100 or $10, that's a lot, like percentage wise. So that was the reason why I joined company initially, but then eventually got better risk management, more capital. I then eventually transitioned to myself, because also you had to share your profits with the company as well, and obviously because they're providing the capital. But the good side is you're not trading with your own money. But eventually, when you get better, you do want to kind of like transition into doing it yourself. But I didn't think it was hard, because I felt like I've proven it to myself that I could. So yeah, until I guess you get to that point.
Just wow, that's like a very short time frame.
Yeah, I think it was pretty short, pretty quick. But I think it's also coming from that maths background. That actually, before that, there was a story I missed where I used to do a lot of like betting, sports betting, and then there was actually I think that helped as well, like the risk management side of it. There are actually professional sports players out there, and there was a time where I went to an interview. There was a company on the Sunshine Coast, and they do professional sports betting. That's how crazy it is. They had like a penthouse. I wish I could like show people what it's like, because there's a lot of people that just like, you know, bet, but they don't actually know, which is fine. Like you just have fun, but you don't know the whole psychology and all like the things behind the scenes. And then you go into a company that's actually like fully doing it. All these models that they run, all these algorithms that they run, and it's crazy. And it blew my mind. I was like there just watching, and they couldn't show people a lot of things, because like if you show people, then you kind of like, they will start winning. You know, you kind of want these, keep them to themselves. So it was very vague, but they did show a few things, and I was just like shocked. And then I was like, if people knew what they're like coming up against, they wouldn't be just doing reckless things. So that was pretty crazy.
And why not work for them?
Sunshine Coast. It was far. It was
why
the thing.
do you not want to leave Brisbane?
I know. I just kind of enjoyed. It's probably something that I probably want to do a bit more, like travel a bit more. But I think earlier on, I wanted to.
Temporary, right? Only like a short. 6
months.
Weeks.
No. I wouldn't mind. Like if next year I could live in Tokyo for 6 months, I wouldn't mind. But earlier on, I didn't want to, because I didn't really have much. So I kind of wanted to build that first before I do it, if that makes sense. But it's also a good thing. Like a lot of people did just like, you know, just go Sydney or go Melbourne, or, you know, go to different places. And I think that also builds your character and it lets you grow, which is a good thing, especially in your 20s. You're still young. But I just didn't. And that's why I do want to do it now. I just didn't end up doing it. And I had trading already. So I was like, I'll probably focus on that rather than just going to an area that I don't know much about. But maybe in the future I might. It was pretty interesting. So
yeah, that's awesome. And so how long have you been self-employed for?
Since 22. So now it's 23.
1 year. 2 years.
1 year and a bit more with
year.
trading, yeah. But I also do like some data and like automation, like AI things on the side as well.
Oh, for like freelance for
other companies, yeah.
Oh, wow. So what are your work hours like?
It's so hard because you have your, probably when people normally work, I'd be working during that time. But then sometimes at night I might be on the charts or like looking at things as well. Weekends I used to, but because I don't trade crypto and those things now, I mainly trade like futures. They close on the weekends.
Oh, great.
Yeah. So which is probably a good thing, right? Because then I would constantly be looking, but yeah, they stop. So my hours are pretty standard, but probably a bit more on top of it because I do some and do things at night. And sometimes I do things with like people in the US and like different time zones. So their working hours, like when we're at night, it'll be their day. So I might be on, it depends, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
It does fluctuate sometimes week to week, yeah.
Yeah, and then tell me more about the sort of freelancing, the data, the automation stuff. So how did you get into it, and what percentage of that is that your work? Is it like 20%?
No, it's a lot. I'll say how I got into it was probably because I think AI and automation is like pretty big, and especially in the future. So I wanted to, you know, like understand it and do a bit more in data aspect. And given I had a degree in maths, like might as well put it into good use. And I think even with trading, you never know. I could just be really bad. Like,
so it's another safety net.
Yeah, you don't have that pressure of like, because some days I might not trade because there's nothing there. I don't want to just like pull something out of the bag if there's like nothing there in the market. So having that ability to still be able to work helps as well, and not that pressure of like, oh, you have to make money, so you need to like, you know, live your day. But I don't have to. So yeah, I think that's how I got into it. It takes up I'd say reasonable amount of time. You average maybe 9 to 5 as well. So yeah, but it's not like I'm on it like from 9 to 5, but there'll be like different gaps. But I think the amount of hours I still would put into it with data and AI would be that time. Yeah.
Wow. So you have like one job, which is roughly equating to a 9 to 5.
I'll say it's three jobs that I have. Yeah, 3 streams of income, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So the data stuff,
data,
the trading.
Yeah, trading, and then AI automation. I split it into those two. Yeah, automation. Yeah.
Wow. So if you were to average how many hours you work in a day, this is not looking like a 9 to 5.
It's not. Yeah, it's a bit more, but
are we saying 12?
Yeah, I think it's reasonable, but it's not like every hour I'm like,
I know,
if that makes sense, yeah, you're constant. But if you're talking about,
because you eat dinner, you might take a break, you might scroll and check it out, you might do something else, call a friend and then get back to it.
Or it might be on the background, you're waiting for things to run or like things for it to play out, but it's still there in your mind. I don't know if that really counts as working, but yeah, it's just there and you might be doing other things as well. So yeah, you can say 12 is reasonable. But
yeah, and how did you sort of contract yourself to like other people? How does that work?
As in?
Yeah, because you do that data and AI stuff for other companies. So did you make a profile and advertise yourself, or how did they find you?
No, they're for like different companies as well. So it's not freelance, it's for other companies.
Oh, so you work for a company and it's like a consulting kind of role?
No, not really. It's more like back-end things. There are like people that do other things, but I'm probably more the back-end, more developed like processes and like software. I'd say, that makes a bit more sense,
Yeah, and so...
But it's like offices also, like in other places, there'll be like US and like,
Yeah, that's cool. And what about taking holidays? Is that easy? Like, do you do that regularly? Like,
I'm going holiday in December.
Ooh,
I'm going to Korea, Japan,
Ooh.
Hong Kong,
How
Macau. December 1st till January 5th. This will come out before then, right?
Yeah,
so,
it will.
That's like a month and a bit,
Yeah,
that'll be fun.
Is it, I guess you're the entrepreneur, is this the dream, right? A lot of people, they aspire to work for themselves and, you know.
I think it's good to have that work-life balance. I think it is important to have that flexibility. I think it's nice. But I think our modern generation is funny because like we want to work less but earn the same amount, which is like a bit, but I think it's good to be able to do different things as well. I think that having that flexibility to have different, a lot of people do nowadays work more than one job. Like they have like 2 jobs, like someone might be working a normal job and at night they'll be doing another shift work, etc. I think it's common nowadays, quite common. So it is nice. I'm grateful to do what I do, and I think, yeah, I enjoy it as well.
Yeah.
It's fun. So.
And how lonely is it to do your own thing?
Sometimes it's quite lonely.
Yeah.
Because there's no one that does trading that I know personally.
Yeah.
Then it can be quite lonely. A lot of friends do want to do it, but then I also don't really want to see them like go through that phase that I did at the start. Even though, because I feel like you had to do it, you have to. It's not always just gonna be uphill, like all good. And
you got to build momentum. In the
yeah,
beginning.
and you got to like learn. You got to like take your losses and all that and grow. But yeah, there's no. But at the same time, there are people that virtually I know that do it. So it is still cool to see, but. Yeah, sometimes it's getting quite lonely, so that's why it's good to always, like catch up with friends, do other things as well. But
yeah, and then
there was a period where like I was like, oh, this is like so lonely. Like yeah, there was a period. There are things that, but then
probably the very beginning. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's good to like look at it in a side where a lot of people want to be in the position that I am in. So then I'm grateful. So then I can't really think about this is like bad, if that makes sense. Like
you're grateful to have these problems.
Yeah, exactly. So. If you look at it in that perspective, then it's okay.
Yeah, that's cool. We're going to talk about some fun stuff. The
okay.
Waffleman YouTube channel. I know you guys haven't posted recently.
Yeah. Our last video was
your game. 4 months ago, was it?
It's quite a while ago. It was start of this year. But because I recently got another property, so I was in the transition of moving. So I didn't even have all my equipment because I just wanted to, move there, which will probably settle like next year. So that was the reason why we didn't film too much, because there's no ability.
Because of you, basically.
Yeah, because of me. But also everyone like kind of recently started doing their new jobs and they had like new work things. So we haven't really had that chance to constantly film so much. And I think during that phase where we did film, it was a lot of like, we kind of like burnt ourselves out where we just filmed so much. And it was like, we need a little bit of a break. But hopefully when I settle down into a new property maybe, and when they settle down, we do catch up a lot of times. So I still see them. I saw them like a week ago. We do talk about it, but because I guess life stages differently. But it was more, we never really did it because like, we did it just for fun. And we had that fun phase and it was really fun. So no regrets, yeah.
Yeah.
It was good. But hopefully we can do something more in the future.
And how hard is it to start a YouTube channel?
Well, you would know as well. It's hard to like constantly, but I think you can't really do it for like numbers or like all these other things. You just do it because you enjoy it.
Numbers. You have numbers way more than me, even though you started like last year. Yeah.
No, but I think you just do it for fun and do it because you enjoy it. But yeah, also I had this phase where I was like, I just didn't like social media, and I was like, I think like early to mid this year, I was like, I just didn't like social media. There's too much toxicity.
Yeah, and you're contributing to it, right?
Yeah.
With flexing your helicopter
in
the Tesla.
I don't. So yeah, I stopped. I kind of just stopped scrolling on TikTok, stopped looking on things. And my screen time was very down. And that was contributed to why I just didn't really want to post, because I just I kind of just enjoy like private life, just do your own thing, not worry about so much what other people think. Because like I feel social media is like, this person's better than you, you like post, and that affected me. I'm like, I would look at it and they're like, this one's like, this, because there's always someone that's smarter than you, better looking than you, you know, richer than you, whatever, and fitter than you, anything. And then so you look at it and you're like, you're chasing that, and you're constantly chasing that in social media. And I didn't really like that aspect of it. So then that's why I just didn't want to just look at those things. And then, that was that phase where I was like, it's like it was so frustrating. I was like, this is so bad. I didn't like it for me mentally. But then, as I said previously, you look at it from the other side where there are a lot of people that are quite unfortunate, like say the war going on, or like people going in different places, like they want to be in your position as well. So you look from that perspective. But that's the reason why I kind of didn't like social media for a period of time.
Yeah, and then tell me more. You created your own individual channel, Lewis Yang, and you deleted it.
That was a phase where I was like, I didn't like social media and I just didn't want it there. And
so can we expect the Lewis Yang channel coming back?
Probably not. I feel like
But Waffleman will come back.
Maybe. Waffleman's maybe, because like Waffleman's
just quit.
No, I didn't quit, but I just don't have the equipment anymore. We can't even film, but I don't have my mics, I don't have my cameras.
Dude, all you need is an iPhone.
That is true. That's not an excuse, but I think maybe in the future, but there was a period where we were kind of just doing it because we just wanted like
To get out of video.
numbers,
Yeah, for
and
sure.
like it wasn't doing it so much for just us having fun, and that was kind of the purpose. There was like, and you're like scrolling TikTok, we'll post things on TikTok, and then like it would go crazy, and you see all these comments, and then like you're constantly looking at it, and I didn't like that aspect of it, so that's kind of why I stopped.
It's kind of addictive, kind of like trading, right? You're always trading.
Yeah, I didn't like it, and so I was just like, stop. It's not helping me mentally, and so that was the reason why. That was hence why I deleted it, because I just didn't want to have that pressure. It was quite funny. You were
doing like a podcast kind of vibe.
Yeah, it was quite funny,
this.
but I was like, nah, I'll leave it to you. You're doing podcasts. How many have you done now?
Probably it's like 105 or something.
105, yeah. So it's a lot.
Yeah.
You don't have that phase?
I do. I film a lot. So even though I told you before we started, I haven't filmed anything too recent. Yeah. But I have like a backlog.
Okay.
So like when I'm burning out, my videos are still coming out because they were filmed a while ago.
Okay, yeah, makes sense.
So, but that's the kind of beauty of YouTube, is you can just schedule it. So from the outset, it looks very consistent, but actually, who knows what that person is doing, and who knows when they filmed it.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So the other question, since you're an open book, so how rich is Lewis? That Tesla, that helicopter.
We actually we need to think of a title to
so
be like 20-year-old millionaire.
Yeah. Is millionaire? Am I able to write that? Is that true?
You can be like millionaire 20s. What do you talk? AI, love life. That's good clickbait, right? That's good. I'm okay. Like I'd say, recently. So I have 2 properties now, which is good. I have a car, which is good. So I think all the necessities are like there, and I'm grateful for that. So I'm not like the wealthiest person there isn't, but I can't be complaining. There are a lot of people who want to be in my position, so I'm grateful.
So why not tone back down on the work then?
Because I feel like I definitely not as crazy as I used to be, like where
Still pretty crazy.
Okay, but it's not like I'm affecting it mentally. Like I wouldn't say I'll still be able to like, catch up with friends and like travel a little bit. Like that whole year, like last year I didn't go anywhere. 21, I barely did anything. It was just work. And but I still also feel like you kind of want to grow like people. You still want to get better. Like, I still want to get better in everything I do. So that's the reason why I don't like do nothing. Even though I do want to retire by 30. But even when I say that, when I become 30, what am I going to do? Like I still want to be doing something. Whether that be maybe not doing what I'm doing, but like maybe helping out more in like different organizations or charities. I don't know. But I still want to be doing something. And I'm in that position where I can do a lot of things because it's quite flexible with the work that I do. So, it's just, finding that next purpose in life, I feel, is important. Awesome. Otherwise, you'd just be like, oh, what do you do in your life?
Yeah. And so I guess if we were to talk about your dream life, so if you won the lottery, finances, infinite payout, whatever, didn't have to work for the rest of your life, how would you sort of spend your life? Because you would get bored of travel and stuff pretty quickly. Yeah,
but there's also, I haven't been to a lot of places.
Yeah.
Have you been to a lot of places?
No, not really.
Yeah, so I haven't still gone to a lot of places, which I guess after you do that. I do want to do a lot in my 20s because, when you get older, you hear all these, like money isn't that big of an issue. Yeah. Like you just want to create more memories. Yeah. And that's what I've learned. And so from listening to older people, so I do want to do a bit of that. But dream life-wise, I don't know. I don't want to live, Mr. Beast.
Yeah.
You mentioned. I kind of like, I look up to him a lot because like he's so wealthy, but he does so much like in terms of for other people, and he never lives in a fancy car or like fancy house, and I like that aspect of him.
Just so humble.
Yeah, and he just so that's probably what I would like to do if I did have that much money, but. You say that, you never know. I don't think I'll change because like I've gone through. I feel like guys mature like I feel later. I feel right.
Yeah, that's scientific, man.
So if I look back when I was like 20, 21, I think I wasn't really thinking too much. But now that I've gotten older and older, I kind of know what I want to do. And if I did have that much money, hypothetically, then Mr. Beast is someone that I look up to.
Yeah, and how would you spend your time?
My time.
Making videos, the next Lewis Yang channel.
I don't know. I think I would just be like going gym, being oriented. I think that's really important because like let's say you have all this money, but you can't get out of bed. Like you're stuck in hospital. Then what's the point? So I think I'll spend a lot of time health. More time maybe running, doing a bit of that. But also, if I had that much money, I wouldn't worry so much about all these other things. I would make sure maybe all my close friends and family, they're happy, they're sorted. Then spend that time maybe helping other people is probably something that'll be fun.
Yeah, that's awesome. And one more final question
Okay.
is, what is your kind of advice to young people? Some people are going to look at this and be like, damn, I wish I was Lewis.
No. I think it's just chase your dreams, do what makes you happy. I think that's really important because don't focus so much on like that money side of it or that aspect or that fancy life, because that comes and goes. And I think it's important to create your memories, be nice to your family, be nice to your friends. I think those are more important things. So that's probably my advice in that. Don't be so caught up in that social media aspect, because a lot of it is like too fake, and I don't really like that aspect of it. So be true to yourself. Like, don't do things for others, as in like don't be doing things just so you're pleasing others. Do it because you're happy with doing it. And
all the cliches are true.
It is true. I think it is true, but it takes time to probably understand it and go through that phase, because I think it's quite normal. People want a lot of money, and but until probably you get that phase, you're like, oh, that's not really the end goal in life. So there are a few quotes, but it's not clicking to my head. I'll leave it in the comments.
Sounds good. Well, thank you so much, Lewis, for being a guest on the podcast. Loved hearing your story. Loved catching up after I don't know how
so
many
long.
years.
Many years now.
But you want to say bye to the podcast?
Bye.
Bye.